welcome to Manila Updates TV. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. IRGC commander warns, Dimona nuclear facility within range. That headline flashed across international news feeds this week, sparking immediate concern. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran's elite military force, did not mince words. Their message was loud. Israel's most secretive nuclear facility is now a target. The statement was not made in isolation. It came during one of the most tense moments in Middle Eastern geopolitics in recent years. Across social media, television screens, and diplomatic briefings, the threat dominated conversations. International leaders scrambled to respond and calm the growing storm. The world has seen dangerous rhetoric before, but honestly, this felt different. The focus on Dimona, a name long shrouded in secrecy, injected new urgency into old fears. Many now wonder, are we on the brink of a new kind of conflict in the Middle East? Iran's recent statements target more than just Israel's military. They strike at the heart of Israel's nuclear capability. The Dimona facility, deep in the Negev desert, is believed to be where Israel maintains its suspected nuclear arsenal. By threatening Dimona, Iran has signaled that it can reach Israel's most sensitive sites. This is not the first time Iran has spoken out against Israel's military facilities. But, the timing is important. Tensions across the Middle East are running high after a series of tit-for-tat attacks between Iran-backed groups and Israeli defense forces. The situation in Gaza and ongoing conflicts in Syria and Lebanon have created a region on edge. Iran's message is clear. Any attack on its interests will be met with force, and nowhere in Israel is safe. That warning has drawn global attention. Leaders in Washington, London, and beyond rush to assess the risks of escalation. For ordinary people, the crisis feels close to home. Air raid sirens and emergency drills are a reminder that war is never far away. The world is watching, hoping diplomacy will win over disaster. Dimona is more than just a military base. Officially known as the Negev Nuclear Research Center, it sits in the desert, heavily guarded and mostly hidden from view. Built in the 1950s and 60s, the facility was central to Israel's push for security in a hostile region. Israel has never confirmed or denied the existence of nuclear weapons. This policy of strategic ambiguity keeps rivals guessing. However, experts widely believe that Dimona houses reactors, laboratories, and perhaps even the assembly of nuclear warheads. The secrecy is intentional. It serves as both a shield and a warning. The world's major powers have long debated the exact purpose and scale of Dimona. United Nations inspectors have never had access. For Israel, Dimona is a symbol of survival. For its enemies, it is a high-value target. As Iran points its rhetorical weapons at Dimona, the facility's mystique only grows. Its fate may shape not just Israel's security, but the balance of power across the Middle East. Iran and Israel were not always bitter rivals. Decades ago, before the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the two countries had discrete ties. But everything changed after Iran's new leaders declared Israel an enemy. Since then, the relationship has been defined by threats, covert operations, and strategic messaging. Both sides use strong language to show strength and deter attacks. Iran's leaders often promise to wipe out Israel, while Israeli officials warn of unacceptable consequences. But these threats are more than just words. They are signals, messages meant for both domestic audiences and international rivals. By threatening Dimona, Iran is sending a message not just to Israel, but to the world. Still, direct conflict has often been avoided. Instead, both countries fight through proxies, cyber attacks, and intelligence operations. The Cold War between Iran and Israel is as much about psychology as it is about military might. The battlefield in the Middle East has changed. New technology has made it easier to reach faraway targets. Iran has invested heavily in drones and ballistic missiles. These weapons can travel hundreds of kilometers, evading some of the world's best defenses. For Israel, this is a serious challenge. The Iron Dome and David's Sling missile defense systems are advanced, but not foolproof. Iran's growing arsenal means that even highly secure sites like Dimona could be vulnerable. Drones can conduct surveillance, gather intelligence, and even carry explosives. Missiles can be launched from mobile platforms, making them harder to detect and destroy. Both sides know that technology is a game changer. Military planners in Tel Aviv and Tehran are working overtime. The threat to Dimona is not just about one building. It is about the future of warfare in the region. The stakes are higher than ever. The United States is Israel's closest ally. Whenever threats rise, Washington pays close attention. American officials have made it clear that an attack on Israel could trigger a broader conflict. At the same time, Russia and China have interests in Iran and the region. This tangled web of alliances complicates every decision. U.S. military bases in the Gulf are on alert. European diplomats call for calm, but their influence is limited. Meanwhile, Arab countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE watch nervously, worried that war could spill over. Every move is being analyzed. Will America step in to defend Dimona if attacked? Could Russia or China use the crisis to expand their influence? The answers are unclear, but the risks are real. The Middle East is a chessboard. Each player is trying to avoid a mistake that could lead to disaster. The IRGC's threat has made the game even more dangerous. Geopolitical tension in the Middle East always rattles the global economy. The region, holds about 1/3 of the world's oil reserves. If fighting breaks out, shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz could close, and that would send oil prices skyrocketing. Traders in London and New York are already nervous. The mere threat to Dimona, and the possibility of a broader conflict, has pushed up the price of crude oil. This impacts everything from gas stations in Europe to factories in Asia. Beyond energy, global markets are, fearing instability. Airlines reroute planes, insurance costs rise, and investors pull back. Even countries far from the Middle East feel the shockwaves. The world's economies are tied together. What happens in Dimona doesn't stay in Dimona. The economic stakes add urgency to every diplomatic effort. As rhetoric heats up, intelligence agencies around the world are on high alert. Satellite images, intercepted communications, and cyber monitoring are all part of the effort to understand what might happen next. Israel's Mossad and military intelligence units are busy analyzing every signal from Iran. American agencies like the CIA and NSA are sharing information with their Israeli counterparts. In Europe, intelligence chiefs warn that even a small incident could spiral out of control. Governments are not only watching military movements, they are also tracking media, social networks, and public opinion. False alarms and misinformation can cause panic. Leaders must walk a fine line, responding to threats without provoking new ones. The world's security depends on the skills of these unseen watchers. Their work may mean the difference between peace and war. For people living near Dimona, this crisis is personal. Families rehearse emergency drills, children ask tough questions, and teachers try to reassure their students. Fear mixes with resilience. Life goes on, but with a constant sense of uncertainty. In Iran, ordinary citizens face economic hardship and worry about the possibility of war. Many want peace, not conflict. But national pride and government messaging keep tensions alive. Social media gives voice to both fear and hope. Leaders on both sides must balance public pressure with the need to avoid catastrophe. Sometimes, strong words are used to prevent real fighting. Other times, the situation can get out of control. Diplomats and peace activists work behind the scenes. Their goal is clear: to find a solution before it's too late. The stakes could not be higher for local communities. No one can say for sure what will happen next. The threat to Dimona is a reminder of how close the Middle East always is to crisis. Some experts believe the rhetoric will fade, replaced by quiet diplomacy. Others fear that a single misstep could spark a chain reaction. What is certain is that the world is watching. Every statement, every move, is analyzed in capitals from Washington to Beijing. The fate of Dimona, and the possibility of nuclear conflict, remains at the center of global security debates. For now, leaders hope that warnings will be enough to deter real violence. But beneath the surface, the tension is real, and risks are high. The story of Dimona, shrouded in secrecy, now at the center of the storm, will shape the future of the Middle East for years to come.